Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's games announced for the third week of December, so let's get started. Hazel Sky is a heartfelt adventure about a young engineer facing his destiny and his desires. Fix ramshackle flying machines and jump, climb, swing, and slide through a beautiful, mysterious, yet engaging world. Pass your engineering exam by any means necessary, even if that means getting into a bit of trouble. This 3D adventure game has a share of intrigue, love, and personal growth set to launch March of next year. After a long wait, Spelunky and Spelunky 2 are finally ready to launch on Switch next summer. This classic roguelike platforming duo paved the way for roguelikes and inspired indie titles, and it only gets better with the sequel that released earlier on PS4 a few months back. Both titles will be sold separately, but it's undeniable that they should have been on the Switch from the get-go, as their pick-up and play nature is perfect for an on-the-go experience. Play with up to 10 players either locally or online and find out who's the imposter sabotaging the crew's hard work and outright killing some of your members. Among Us is a party multiplayer game in every way, letting players figure out who's out to get them and holding a vote to reach a decision. The Switch release is available in the eShop right now for $5, and unlike the mobile version, it doesn't have any ads. It is also feature complete just like on PC. Join Alba as she visits her grandparents on a Mediterranean island, a peaceful wildlife exploration where she's tasked with helping animals in danger. Explore to your heart's content, meet the locals, and request their help when things begin to get out of control. Volunteers will be needed as the town's wildlife is in dire need of help in Alba, a wildlife adventure. Shady Part of Me is an adventure puzzler focusing on a deep narrative story where you play as two little girls. One is the shadow of the other one. Alongside convoluted scenes and story twists, they each evolve and try to cooperate with one another and reach their common goal, which is freedom. Switch from 2D to 3D perspectives to help solve puzzles and swap between the light and dark to traverse an engaging game world. Run, slide, tackle, jump, punch, and kick your way through over 7,000 levels to save your daughter Nugget from Dr. Fetus and Super Meatboy forever. An action platformer and a sequel to the original Super Meatboy, a highly regarded indie game that almost reinvented the entire genre. A Switch release is expected on December 23rd. Smash creeps to get huge combos and earn precious grindstone, a puzzle battler where you craft gear and overcome devious enemies, obstacles, and boss encounters as you conquer over 200 levels. The Switch version includes all of the post DLC from other versions, as well as daily challenges and even leaderboards. Legendary martial artists Billy and Jimmy Lee return in a reimagining classic Brawler Double Dragon Neon. Fight your way through countless henchmen, all while mix and matching unique abilities with powerful attacks. String together lengthy combos and chains for your massive damage using a wide variety of weapons and obviously your fists. Shadowdropped in the eShop out of nowhere, Football Manager 2021 Touch is back with a new season of sim football with tons of quality of life changes for those yearly followers. A brand new UI is being introduced and new controls are now tailor-made specifically for the Switch for quick swapping tactics and dealing with players either on the touchscreen or via Joy-Con. Skul the Hero Slayer is an action platformer that boasts roguelike features like ever-changing challenging maps. Skul is no ordinary hero. Depending on the headgear, his abilities can morph into a wide variety of specialties. Swap between two at any time and hunt down demon spawns for fun. Then take on massive bosses that have been corrupted by the Devil Dark Quartz. Hoa is a beautiful puzzle platforming game that features hand-painted art, lovely music, and a peaceful, relaxing atmosphere. Explore the environments, take in the sights, and let the story come to you. Keep an eye out for delightful magical creatures that may want to befriend you and even tell you a tale or two as you solve puzzles and relax in the wild. The world has been taken over by synthetic life forms in a desperate plea for help. Shadow is set out on a journey to uncover what started the path to perpetual ruin. Dash, slide, and leap through masterfully designed levels filled with sharply honed ninja platforming action, all told via 8-bit pixel art animations. Cyber Shadow is launching on Switch January 26th of next year. Control an elite team of puppet valets and work together to overcome any and all valet-related challenges. It takes teamwork to clear out stages that can be played either alone or via 4-player local co-op when Very Very Valet launches on Switch early next year. The charming hand-drawn beat-em-up with roguelike elements and co-op and witchcraft, Punchy has you picking between 5 characters to master their skill sets accordingly and mix matching abilities between one another to defeat bosses, clear out waves, and unravel the secrets of the Amazonian jungle. Everything is in high risk and high reward, going for the kill and punish your enemies, or mistime your move and get punished for it. Genosha is a debate-style RPG and one of Japan's most lauded 2020 games. You're part of a crew drifting in space facing off against a mysterious and deadly threat known as Genosha, but you don't actually know what or who it is. In your desperate plan for survival, everyone becomes extremely suspicious of you and each other. Is there actually a Genosha to begin with? Only time will tell. Build a mighty fleet of the most cutting-edge drone technology of the 1960s. Assemble spaceships in orbit and simply put together stuff to see what works in Kosmokrats, a comedic adventure game set in a pre-Cold War era that's all about space missions once you get too bored with living on Earth. A little boy falls asleep with horrible nightmares. Can you make him happy and be able to sleep again in Happy Game? A psychedelic horror adventure game that has you putting up with unforgettable nightmares and eventually overcoming them. Solve deeply disturbing puzzles that aren't for those faint of heart. Calico is a day in the life of a community sim where you're given the task of rebuilding the town's cat cafe and filling it with creatures. Build up the place, furnish it, decorate it, and make pastries, then get buzzing with cats and customers. There's no time limit, so you can take your time exploring the town and get to know the people within it before you start out any of your tasks. With no humans in sight, cats get bored, and their best idea was to come up with a Brawler and Fisty Fluffs, a physics-based party game where you tussle with other cats and destroy the environments in a frenetic fight and over-the-top battles. Get 4 players to enjoy local versus across 6 destructible environments. Head first into challenges chock full of obstacles and Freddy spaghetti. Use rope mechanics to stimulate squishy, sketchy, and ropey characters as you walk, run, jump, slide, slap, smack, and kick characters across a wide variety of short levels, perfect for pick up and play. Heaven's Vault is not a typical linear adventure. Progress through the games any way you want and let the fully adaptable narrative take control as you make your choices and it adapts to you. Influence your players and the world's decisions as you meet characters who remember what you said and call out on any lies that you told as the story progresses. And that's what the game announcements will be covering this week. Nintendo had an extremely busy week for a good reason. Heading into the post-Christmas break, we probably won't be hearing anything coming out of them until January, so it makes sense that their final big push of news would drop this week. We got some news for SNES games on Nintendo Switch Online, which is always a nice added surprise. Then we got the Super Mario World Theme Park Direct, which they use the word direct only to get eyes on it, of course. Then the obvious Sakurai presentation with Sephiroth, and forgive me if you're a Geno fan, but this was the best outcome that you could have ever expected out of that meaningless character actually coming into Smash. Sorry, but it's true. The Direct was actually really good, and Among Us is such an amazing drop that instantly skyrocketed to #1 in the eShop, of course. A game that I literally had zero interest in the second that it was on Switch, I bought it right away and actually had fun with it. As a newcomer, I definitely think it's worth the $5 asking price for a few hours of fun, with the understanding that if you have friends and you have Discord, which who doesn't, you can have a much better experience. All in all, a solid week for Nintendo. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate the support, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. See ya!